Welcome to your first hands-on lessons for the Major Pentatonic Scale. In this lesson, we're going to take C major pentatonic and work on playing it horizontally along a single string at a time. The goal here isn't speed or complexity. The goal is to internalize the sound and spacing of the scale and to really hear and feel the intervals between each note. Before we jump in, let's quickly recall what makes the scale special. The major pentatonic is made up of the first, second, third, fifth, and sixth degree of the major scale. In C major, those translate to C, D, E, G, and A. Because we're skipping the fourth and seventh degree, it always sounds melodic and open. There's not too many harsh or clashing notes. Playing the scale on one string at a time trains your ear to recognize those intervals, and that's what builds the connection between your ear and your fretboard. Let's start with the B string. We're going to play the notes C, D, E, G, and A, moving forward and backward. Let's go nice and slow. Here's C, D, E, G, then A. Back to G, E, D, then C. Now, as you follow along, I want you to call out the scale degree, say them out loud, or better yet, sing them. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. That simple habit makes your understanding of the scale a bit more rock solid. Once you've done that a few times on the B string, go ahead and move to the high E string, then try it on the G string, then continue to D string, and A string, and then the low E string. The goal is to be able to play the same scale across any string. The spacing will look and feel slightly different on each string, but that's what we want, and that's what makes this exercise so powerful. Okay, let me try the same thing on the high E string. Here's the note C. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Here's the same thing on the G string. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Here's the same thing on the D string. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Here's on the A string. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. And here's on the low E string. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Here's a quick way to practice this systematically. First, set a metronome at around 60 beats per minute. See if you could play a quarter note first, one note per beat. Then you're going to try that over an eighth note. Then, if you want to challenge, see if you could try it as a triplet. Keep your tone clean and picking hand relaxed. Try not to stare too long at your fretting hand and let your ear guide you. Once you can play it comfortably on one string, you're going to repeat the process on all 6 strings. This exercise may feel simple, but it's one of the most important things you can do. Here, you're not just memorizing fingerings. You're training your ear to recognize the distance and the contour of the scale. Now, when we start improvising later, that awareness is what's going to help us create melodies that make sense, and you'll be able to move up and down the neck without getting lost. Before moving on, take a few minutes to practice the scale along every string. Focus on tone, intonation, and staying relaxed. Once you feel confident, you'll be ready to move vertically. That's where we start mapping out all the 5 caged shapes of the pentatonic scale in the next lesson. Before you move on to the next lesson, grab your guitar, warm up those single string runs, and when you're ready, meet me in the next lesson, and that's where we're going to explore the cage system.